90 days before she hit 30k, this creator was making $800 a month on OnlyFans. And today she's doing $30,000 a month. And no, it's not about getting millions of views. It's not about having a massive following or suddenly going viral overnight alone. We completely rebuilt the way she was using social media, how we were converting that attention into subscribers, and then what happened once those subscribers actually came over to her OnlyFans page. So in this video, I'm going to break down the entire journey from $800 a month to 30k in 90 days. What we changed, what actually moved the needle, any mistakes that were holding her back, and the exact system that we're using now. I've put the whole thing into a visual board so you can see how the pieces fit together. So let's start where she was 90 days ago. So how we scaled an OnlyFans creator from $800 a month to 30k in just 90 days. So this is our model, and here's the full breakdown. So before she joined, as you can see here, gross earnings $800 or net earnings $600, and this was in March. So this was the month we didn't touch anything at all. This was the month before we started. We actually started on her page right at the end of April, so I didn't want the spike of that to kind of skew where she was before. So this was a completely untouched month. And then we have the first 30 days of us actually being on the account. So this was May, and this was 7k gross earnings. And then 90 days of implementation, July, $30,000. And in the most simplest form, that is from where she was before, first 30 days and the 90 days mark. I want to talk about the pain because every creator faces different types of pain when they're struggling. Whether they're struggling with the chatting, the social media posting, or the actual content ideas themselves. There's always at least one thing that stock creators have that causes them pain. So for this creator in this scenario, so she had a full-time job at the beginning and she was really busy. She couldn't juggle everything on her own. She was trying to post, she was trying to come up with the content, film the content and do the chatting, and with her full-time job and living at home, she just could not do it. This would be why she had the fluctuations when doing it solo, and she never broke past the 2k mark. Another thing worth mentioning, she has had this account for I think a couple of years now, but she's never taken it like fully seriously until recently. So back to her screenshot of March where she did $800 gross earnings. And she'd never worked with a management or a team before or ever broken past 2k a month. And she had months of not taking it seriously. As you can see here, like $8, $16, $0, $32, $16, $16, $52 and $32. Like I was saying, she's had the account for a few years, and as you can see, there's just been months rolling, maybe a couple of subscribers were still subscribed. So then it got to the point where she really wanted to take it seriously. She wanted to make a career out of it. And she did have a full-time job, but she has lowered her hours completely. And she's in a position where she could actually quit her job if she wanted to. Back when she was running it solo, she had no plan, no system in place, no structure, no personality showing, no niche, and no testing. She was posting and getting quite good views, which is probably frustrating for her because none of it was converting. And she was obviously juggling the chatting, the posting, and the content creation all on her own. And she was actually very skeptical to work with the team. But as soon as we did a call with her, we knew we could help her straight away. That brings me on to the content machine. So this is how things are done. So for TikTok, she has 2 client run. That's what we found has worked best for her. And she posts 3 TikToks per day on each account. She runs a main TikTok for trends, like a personal brand, and then a specific account just for talking heads, because that is something that converts for her. Here is one of her TikTok pages. And then we move over to Instagram. So we only operate one. We tend to operate one Instagram per creator, and this is the main Instagram. So this is where she's currently at right now. So for the earnings she's making, she's not got a huge following, and that's what I was saying. You don't need millions of followers. You don't need 500k followers to make good money on OnlyFans. And I believe when she signed, she had around 800 followers. So what do we do on Instagram? So one thing is trial reels. So we repurpose any winning reels on trial reels, which they almost act like a lottery ticket to go viral, and they pull in extra views. So if you're not using trial reels currently, it's definitely a missed opportunity because they are insane for bringing in extra views. And most of the time you don't even need to make extra content. So as you can see here, 1 million views, 1.2 million views for 118k. And these are existing reels, they're just repurposed. And obviously trial reels don't show up on your main grid. They're not shown to followers, they're just shown to cold audiences, so non-followers. They can be reposted again and again, but they do need to be changed so they don't look similar and don't have similar metadata using an AI software that alters this metadata. They allow you to test without hurting your account performance. And trial reels are Instagram's quiet distribution feature, a way to push reels to non-followers only without showing up on your grid or feed. The Instagram's way of testing your content with cold traffic, risk-free. So obviously if you're reposting the winning ones over and over and they came up on your feed every time, your followers would be like, well, this is like the same content, what are you doing? But it doesn't get shown to your followers, so only non-followers see, which is very, very good. So how to use trial reels step by step. So number one, find a winning vertical. Now, typically in our case, what we do is a winning vertical is a video with 100K plus views. We don't tend to see if it converts or not because we have had it in the past where a creator could get like 1 million views on a reel, but it didn't convert the way we planned. But then we repurpose it on trial reels and then it starts converting because it gets shown to the right audience. So 100K views is usually the sort of benchmark we go for when calling it a winning vertical. And then step two, edit with AI software. Step three, post on trial reels but change the caption and alter it slightly, and then literally just repeat this process. And we tend to post anywhere between 3, 5, 7, 10, 15, 20 trial reels a day. We like to mix it up so it's not just like spammy, the same amount every day at the same time. Some days we do less, some days we do more. It just depends completely on the creator and what the account lets us do. So going back to Instagram in general, so we post 4 reels per day for this creator. We kept consistent with reels and we never missed a day. It's so important to be consistent. We initially warmed up her account with 2 reels a day for 3 days, 3 times a day for 3 more days, and then we stuck at 4 per day because that is what our creator is happy with and it is working very well. But obviously it is a volume game, so we will increase this at some point. And then with the Instagram Reels, so for this creator, her best performing verticals are talking heads and solo POV on-screen text. So solo POV on-screen text, so for example, everyone knows what POV is. On-screen text would be like something relatable or just lip sync with on-screen text, as simple as that. So as you can see here, here's some of her winning Reels. Most of them are solo on-screen text, and her talking head ones get less views, maybe like 200K, 300K, the ones that have done well, and they do actually convert very well. That's why that is one of her best performing verticals. We're also very, very big on helping creators to implement their personality into their content. I've said this in like every single video, because looks alone aren't enough anymore. Like back in like 2020 when everyone first started getting into OnlyFans and it started becoming a thing, looks were enough. Like you could just be a pretty girl, go on there and make bread. But now it's very, very competitive and it's just not enough anymore. And then here we've just got a screenshot of her insights. So currently her Instagram in the last 30 days has had 8.2 million views. And then again, going back to here, the next thing are daily stories. So keeping her story active was very important, whether it was a selfie, a call to action, a Q&A, or just sharing the post to the stories. And here's some example of some call to actions. Although this was more a couple of months ago, Instagram's got very strict now, so we tend to just put the link me and then put the like thirst trap photo as the story before. So what you would do is you would post a thirst trap photo on the story that's still safe, obviously, and then the next story is something like a picture of a pet or like the sky or artwork, something like just nothing to do with being a thirst trap, and then put the call to action just to keep the account extra safe. Just worth mentioning. And then here we have, this is her highlight, so we don't tend to put links in bios anymore. We do the highlight method. That's just what works for us. And here, again, not a thirst trap picture, just a selfie, fully clothed, no suggestive emojis, no suggestive text, literally just her link me with some hearts. But people obviously know what it is because it says link. It's pretty obvious. And then this is her link me. We do actually use link me for all of our creators. It is the best link provider that we have found so far. Never had any issues with it. Again, very simple. We don't like to put loads of links. We like to have her main link and that is it. And then her social medias can be small buttons. And again, nothing crazy, just what you want. It doesn't specifically say, buy my content here, or exclusive content, or hot, spicy content, any of that, because that can actually flag up on Instagram. And then again, the photo, obviously lacy, it's sexy, but you can't see anything. So that is what's working for her Link Me. And then behind the call to action, so instead of using click here for a free trial or click for exclusive content, we use simple, subtle wording on the sticker text, which creates curiosity. And this helps us stay within Instagram's terms of service as well. And then this is her OnlyFans landing page. So again, nice profile picture and then like a curiosity-based banner. This is what works really well for this creator, having that really strong curiosity. And again, nice bio represents her, and then running a promo. And we do like to run constant promos to get more subscribers through the door, and typically the sub price does depend on the creator, but usually it's between $3 and $5, and this is just for the first month. And then the renew price is around $9.99 or maybe $15 dependent on the creator. I believe hers is maybe $12.99 or $9.99, I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, we like to run that constant promo. We don't do free trials, get too many freeloaders that way. And we don't like to have it full price all the time, because then obviously some people might be skeptical to join. You might as well get those subs through the door, because at the end of the day, the majority of the money is actually made in the messaging anyway. And then we have our welcome message funnel. So it's very important to have a welcome message on your OnlyFans page. So this is hers. I will let you have a read. I'm not going to read it out. This is just a little bundle, costs $9.99. You don't see a lot. It's just like a welcome bundle, maybe to get some subs in the mood, and obviously to see some more content. If they do come in and they just immediately want to buy something, obviously it's optional, but the chatting team does spark a conversation as well. So that is optional if they do want to buy something. And then just got some screenshots as well, some statistics. So we had a day where she did her first 3K in 24 hours, and that was back June 30th. And then we've got a screenshot here. So this is a big spender she's got. So this spender has spent, I believe now, maybe around 6K on her in just a couple of months, which is obviously really good. That is classed as a whale, as you can see here. $200, $200, $101, $200, $200, and he did actually have a card issue. His card blocked him, so he probably would have continued. And then here, the first time she had 8K in her pending balance, which obviously to her, when she would do $800 in a month, which would be somewhere between $200 and $300 per week in the pending, obviously that is a big jump. So that's everything with the infrastructure. Just over here as well, I do have a couple screenshots of some chats with her. So these are messages from our WhatsApp group. So obviously sending her some results, the end of the month or like the 24 hours, pending balance. Obviously she's really happy with it. And then say again, basically at 15K revenue this month. So this would have been back a few months ago, saying it's so crazy. When she hit 10K followers, and then she's obviously really happy about it. But obviously she has worked very, very hard to get here. If you're a creator who's consistent, coachable, data-driven, has zero entitlements or complaints, and is actually invested in your growth, this could be the break that you've been waiting for. And this is not for creators who want quick money just overnight, or they don't post daily, they can't stay consistent, blame everything else, overthink everything, and expect results fast, and especially are not in it for the long term. So when working with us, who is it for? We help hard-working creators actually scale. We're not interested in working with creators who just want to make a bit of side income. Like, we want to help girls make it their full-time job. And we do actually offer a retainer option for you to protect your current earnings. There's no catch, no empty promises. We're fully transparent and provide results. So the retainer option is for creators who are currently earning like maybe above 5K on average, and they don't want to just sign with an agency who's like, yep, we're going to take 50-50. So if it makes sense to do the retainer option, that is an option, and it helps you protect part of your current earnings. And then our payment system, we get paid if you get paid. It's as simple as that. We're not an agency, we're a partnership, so both sides aim for the same goal. In other words, if you don't scale, neither do we. So if you're ready for a change, comment the word audit on this video or message me on Telegram, and I will audit your socials and OnlyFans for free. Or if you'd prefer, just click the calendar link in the description. My Telegram is also in the description as well, if you do want to drop me a message. I did initially say message me on Instagram in all my videos, but Meta has wrongfully suspended my account. So until I get that sorted out, we're going to be using Telegram. But yeah, that's how we went from $800 a month to 30K in just 90 days. And the biggest thing I want you to take away from this video is this was not like one overnight reel that just blew up, or like a secret platform nobody knows about, or a creator that has just got lucky. It was fixing the entire system. So like getting the right people to discover her, giving them a reason to actually care about her and follow her, and then converting those followers to OnlyFans subs. And then once the subs are through the door, actually maximizing them being there. And that's done within the chatting team. And that's why I think so many creators are stuck right now. They're too focused on like one part of their funnel and they ignore everything else. I'm going to be breaking down a lot of our strategies in future videos. So if you want to hear about how we scale our creators or just get any tips and tricks, make sure to subscribe. And if you found any value in this video, I really hope you did, please drop a like and a comment. I would love to hear your feedback. And as well, if there's anything you're stuck with, drop it in the comments so I can make a video on it. Like I said as well, message me on Telegram if you have any questions or if you do want that audit. Alternatively, the link to book a call is in the description of this video as well. But yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this. I'll see you in the next video.